Hello, this is Astro Breeze, and I want to share with you a prediction about a date that I made in December 2020. So let me share my screen and show you this. I'll make it larger once I get there. Let's see, share sound. I think that's what I gotta do. And here we go. Okay, here we go. This is like about 4 minutes from the transit video that I made. You can see December 22nd, 2020. So this is now what's going on. So we have this square coming up. Now I want to show you what we
Oops, hold
got
on.
coming up, and then I'll go back and help you
That's
understand
ahead. Hold
the
on.
sign. So sometimes the moon
Here we
is
go. Sorry.
supposed to be some interesting. Look at the 6th.
There we go.
The 6th of January is
There
going to
it
be
is.
another key day. There'll be a lot going on this day. So let's look at just some of these things that are coming on and around this, because there's a lot of things happening in and around this day, but I just picked that one because there's supposed to be some interesting things happening that day. Looky here, down here, looky here. The moon is in Libra that day. Libra is another cardinal sign. It's the first of fall or autumn. And moon,
In a northern
like I said, the moon takes 2.5 days to go through a sign. So sometimes the moon is a trigger. And here at 4 in the afternoon, Eastern time, it's going to be at 23 degrees, which is going to be approaching this Pluto here at 24. So it's, on that day, late in the afternoon, we're going to see the moon making a square over to Pluto, one thing. So we know that there's going to be some emotional transformations. So we kind of like try to find a key word of some of these planets, and then in signs, and I'll have to do another class. We'll have to do one that gives you keywords. We'll have to just go through keywords, so that we start thinking about that. But think moon, emotional. You have your moon. Woman has your moon time. It's where you get emotional. So the moon, and we just know that it's going to be in square to Pluto. You don't even have to know these signs. You just maybe have to know that. It's like, moon, emotions, Pluto, transformations. Uh-oh. Sounds like it's going to be like a massive PMS day for everybody. And then the moon, as it gets a little bit further, is it, because moon's moving fast. Look at here. It's going to then, well, first, earlier that day, let me back up, because this is at 4 and in the afternoon. You look up in here in the upper left, you see it's at 4:17. That's when I ran this chart. So if we just project back a few hours or earlier that day, we know the moon is going to be earlier in the sign. But what I'm saying, the reason I'm saying that is, earlier that day, it's going to be start to square the moon. Look, because the moon's at 16 degrees. And then like right around, 4 o'clock, it's going to square Pluto. And then a little bit later, half hour, an hour later, it's going to square Mercury at 27 degrees. And then it's going to change signs, and it's going to square Saturn, and then it's going to square Jupiter. So all in a row. So I'm predicting that this day, January 6th and 7th, is going to be rough. It's going to square all this stuff, and it's going to create a lot. It is going to go bing, 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 bing. It's going to square one after another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signs. Actually, 6 signs. Actually, it's going to square 5, and then it's going to oppose another one. So it's kind of, actually, it's going to oppose, yeah, right over here late. It's going to come over here, and it's going to oppose, actually, both of those. Before it gets out of Libra here, it's going to oppose Mars, because look at here, Mars is opposing that. Mars is in Aries. So as the moon is traveling through, the moon is going to trigger a lot of stuff this day. Oh my God, it's going to hit everything, maybe except Venus that day. But it's going to start in the afternoon then, or start hitting. I should actually look up the exact time. But anyway, it's gonna hit these angles. What's that mean? It's going to create a square to all of these, and then as it hits that 29 degrees, it's 23. So we're going to just go. Well, let's start with 16. At 16, it's going to square the moon. At 24, it's going to square Pluto. At 27, it's going to square Mercury. At 29, it's going to oppose Mars. And then at 2 degrees, it'll move into the next sign. So then at 2 degrees, it'll square Saturn. At 4 degrees, it'll square Jupiter. And at 6 degrees, it'll oppose Uranus, because it'll be in the next sign. It'll be in Scorpio. So this is going to be a rough day. I'd stay home. Like, the moon is going to trigger a lot of stuff, but then all of these guys are all making aspects to one another. So this is going to be quite a messy day, complicated day. And then let's go look over at.
Okay, I switched days. And I will share something else with you. Hold on.